It's time for a Titan. FBO review. It's time for a Titan. FBO review.
Titan Zed here, back to do another video review. And as you can see, today we're going to be reviewing Transformers Robots in Disguise Ratchet. Now, I was really excited to see that Ratchet was getting a new figure in Robots in Disguise, as he was kind of one of my favorite characters from Transformers Prime. Unfortunately, he only ever showed up in a couple of episodes in the end of Season 2, and we haven't seen from him yet we didn't see him in Season 2.5, and I don't know if we're going to see him in Season 3. But where we did find him is Ratchet was on hunt for rogue Decepticons in the universe after the Great War, and after he spoke up against the new council, who apparently have been talking a lot of shit against Optimus Prime. He spoke up against it, and his punishment was essentially forced exile to hunt Decepticons. Was actually very relieved to see Optimus Prime alive during the end of Season 2. And we're not sure where he is now, given in Season 2.5, Optimus says he's working with old friends on something. Hopefully that means all of the other former members of Team Prime from Transformers Prime will be back. But yes, now, for those who don't know, this is actually a remold. I don't know why it's so uneven right now. I haven't had this problem before. This is an extensive remold of the Robots in Disguise figure Strong Arm. And while I commemorate them on making a figure this awesome from a figure that was already pretty awesome, it's not exactly show accurate, as the guys at the team at Robots in Disguise did use Ratchet's more prime features, just adding a Robots in Disguise filter over the design. But what you gonna do? This is basically his ambulance mode. No sirens, no lights, and the most minimalistic paint job I've ever seen in my life. I mean, seriously. I'm glad that they actually painted big chunks of it, but another couple of colors would have been nice. Either at least these back windows or some tail lights would have been nice, but what you gonna do? He does come with two of these guns, which actually kind of look like the guns Strong Arm and Bumblebee were using at the beginning of Season 1, and I kind of infrequently use throughout Robots in Disguise, and he does come with two of them. These can store underneath here, but they're a pain in the butt to get out, so I'm not going to bother with that. Well, other than the lack of paint, I do love the vehicle mode. I hope to see a repaint of this as maybe Ironhide, because it's just kind of cool, and I like it. And I can kind of feel like this is like Strong Arm's vehicle mode, but maybe with a little cab section here on the back now. But I think it's a pretty cool little figure. I know a lot of people, you know, they're not a big fan of the repaint remold idea, but if it can get us a great fig character like Ratchet back in Robots in Disguise, I'm not going to complain. So yeah, I will be back in just a second to show you the robot mode. And we're back. As you can see, this, like I said, this is an extensive remold of the Strong Arm mold, so he basically transforms exactly like Strong Arm. That's better. He does come with that IRD sticker, scan for the game, open it up in the app. Okay. Because of the way Strong Arm transforms, he kind of has what he looks like in the show, but like I said, they're using the Transformers Prime design, which means these tires should really be down here on his arms, so it doesn't exactly look right. And of course, he doesn't have the giant wings. You can close the wings up to kind of get them stuck away, at least on a straightforward view, but obviously when you start turning around, yeah, that becomes a problem. As you can see, he can hold the gun in his arm. Unfortunately, one thing I have noticed, he has a lot. The shoulder plates that help move his shoulders into transformation are a lot more loose than strong arms. So he has a tendency of kind of popping his shoulders. So it is a bit of a pain when you got to move the shoulders. This is the one time in my life where I'll say a ball joint is too tight for its own good. Now, something else I'd like to point out, and more hope to that he is going to get an Ironhide repaint. The inside of his leg is hollow, but it also has a peg hole in there. Now this part of his leg is actually, if I can get it to do it, is that top part of the back half of his cab, and for whatever reason, it has that extra peg hole in there. I have a feeling that's for an Ironhide who will probably be packing some knives, just like some of his movie counterpart toys have had. And what it does have also 2 pegs on the back for storage of the guns, if you so choose to do that, which is nice. And I think paint-wise, he's pretty close, although I kind of wish that these did have some red trim to kind of represent his shoulders a little bit more, like in the show. Now, I would show him off with his Transformers Prime version of himself, but he is in storage in a box, and I don't really want to go dig him out. And I think the only other thing that I can think of that is... is worth talking about is that face. It's a good face. I like it. It works with Transformers, Robots in Disguise. And honestly, this is my Ratchet that's probably going to be sitting with some of my Generation figures until they make a Generations Ratchet figure. Until they make a new Generations Ratchet figure. But one of the things about this Ironhide is that in the show, Ironhide has some... not Ironhide, Ratchet... has some bags underneath his eyes to kind of indicate his age. This toy obviously can't replicate that because that would mean extra paint, but it is kind of a bummer they didn't try to do something like that. I can imagine I could probably take a ultra-thin Gundam marker and probably make them in there, but it's just something I wanted to point out. Other than that, again, I think the figure is absolutely fantastic and definitely worth picking up if you're a Ratchet fan from Transformers Prime or Transformers Robots in Disguise. I think he also stands in pretty well with Transformers Generations figures such as Titan's Return and Combiner Wars, especially since I can't afford that expensive Skylink set from Unite Warriors that comes with the only Ratchet figure, which in America, the only way you could have got it was at 2016 BotCon with the Gold Star Pass at the customizing class. Yeah. I think I'll stick with him for my Generations Ratchet for right now. But yeah, I think he's a great figure. So until next time, this is Titan Zed saying I'll see ya when I see ya.